Okay, so today for my informative speech, I'll be talking about CTE, which is also known as chronic traumatic epilepsy. A little tongue twister, but CTE is basically like a very bad head injury. And Boston College definition of CTE is a progressive brain condition that is thought to have caused repeated blows to the head and repeated episodes of concussion, and it is practically associated with contact sports. Boston College says. They say like sports such as boxing, football, baseball, lacrosse, really anything you hit yourself, or like hockey is another one, causes brain injuries. But you'd be surprised, the sport that causes the most brain injuries, or concussions I should say, is actually girls soccer and like guys soccer. But like girls soccer, for some reason, I don't know, maybe like how we're made, maybe girls have softer heads or something. I have no clue why, but like girls have the most concussions per year compared to like any other sport, even more than American football, which is very surprising to me. And the symptoms of CTE, also said by Boston College, are you have difficult thinking, impulsive behavior, depression, short-term memory loss, difficult carrying out tasks. You have a lot of emotional instability. You can have substance abuse and suicidal thoughts or behavior. And if you've ever seen the movie Concussion, with Will Smith as the main actor, in the movie, it's like a lot about a football player he's trying to cure, and then nobody knows what's wrong with him. And he goes through all these same symptoms. He has like suicide. Sadly, at the end of the movie, it's based on a true story, but sadly at the movie, I don't want to spoil it, but Mike Webster dies, which is a real football player that killed himself due to CTE and the symptoms caused by CTE. Yeah, so basically, if you watch that movie, you can see the real life examples and symptoms of what actually went wrong. And CTE was just found about in 2002 by Dr. Bennett Omalu, it's like a newer illness, I guess, but it's been around for a long time, but no one really knew like what was wrong with it, or like what was wrong with these football players going through all these like depression episodes. They just thought it was like, I don't know, they just thought something was wrong with it, but they finally found out it was caused by all the blows to the head, and like cells get released when your head's hit against something. And because of Mike Omalu, we have more like, there's more things that go into protecting your head during sports. And which is really surprising that was found out in 2002, because football's been around since the 50s and 60s, the American Football League. And at the moment, there is no cure for CTE or treatment for CTE. So basically, you just gotta pray that you don't get CTE, because I don't know, if someone told me there was no cure or treatment for something I had, that would freak me out a little bit. So I think there should be more knowledge around CTE. And if you want to learn more about CTE, you can watch the movie Concussion. Concussion is literally all about CTE, how it was found, how we found it, and how people like did not want to believe that CTE was a real thing because for the love of the game of football in America. And basically CTE was founded around football, and that's how it was found out about. And in recent years, actually this is very recent, if you guys ever heard about Aaron Hernandez, basically this was big in the news. Many of you probably heard about it. He was a football player who was convicted for killing his friend in his house, or not in his house, like on the side of the road. And then he later ended up in jail, and then killed himself in jail. And then when they went to go look over his brain, they found the most amount of CTE they've ever found in a body. And he was a very young man. He was like between 25 to 30, and they found so much CTE in him, and basically he had tons of these symptoms and ended up killing himself. But yeah, CTE is a very dangerous thing, and I just want to inform you guys about what CTE is. I hope you guys learn more about CTE, and yeah, hopefully they find a cure or something in the next few years, because CTE is very common in sports players. So have a good day, guys.